Hello everyone. So in this video I'm going to show you how to make the third flap, which I already have done, and then incorporate some of those signatures in between our flaps. The flaps are so decorated that I figured for the signatures, it would just be best to keep them simple. So I did some tea stained papers is all that I did. And so we're going to incorporate those, and then I have the front and back cover of my book that I'm going to do, and I tore apart a hardback cover book, and the measurements of this, it's about, I would say 12 inches in height by about 9 inches in width. So if you could find a book around that measurement, that should work. And then I do have a spine that I'm going to build because the spine that was on this book was not wide enough, and this is just huge. It is so big. I do have some tea stain papers and things thrown in so it looks bigger than what it is, but this is just going to be, massive. So I am excited to get this all put together and finish this up. I have the next project in mind, the big project of what I would like to do, and I do have a smaller project, a travel journal. So we have the coffee themed album that we did, we have our Letter Diaries album that we did, and then the next one I am so excited for, I can't wait to share it. So that will be coming up very soon. All right, let's go ahead, let's get started and start finishing this up. We're going to build out that third flap, finish that up, and then I will show how we're going to incorporate some of these signatures. Okay, so you will find an update to the Letter Diaries collection for those of you who have purchased it, and if you received the deluxe kit and you still have not gotten your coupon code, please reach out to me, let me know so I can get you your coupon code so you can get the digital collection for free. There was 2 files that somehow did not make it to the folder and should have been included. And so these will be added and you'll see the update. What I did is, to start off with, I cut out 2 of these borders, and then I used the worn lipstick, Distress Oxide, and distressed the edges. I thought to start off with, what we could do is place one of these here, and then we will have our envelope then go over it like that. I want to create a pocket to start off with. So what I'm going to do is we are going to do just the sides and the bottom. Again, we do not want to go over our folded line. The next thing I want to do is we need to attach our envelope. I want to put this on the back of the envelope. Alright, I'm going to use this design right here to back that border. I can cut just a strip of this again. And it is about 1.5 inches that I cut, 1.5 inches width. I think I will just put that right there, and then we'll put this right up like that. I think I'm going to use a little strip of this washi. It just happens to be the perfect width. I like it's got that script on there. Put that there, and then put that right there. All right, and I'm going to start at this edge right here. This can go up right about like so. And I am only going to put glue on this edge here and this edge here. That's about it. And I think I'll come down about halfway. Okay, so I need this flap section here to come down further, so I'm going to attach these flowers right there. And I only want to put glue just on this top section right here. Because we do not want to glue our flap down. I think right about there looks good. What I think I'm going to do is use this ephemera piece, and let's see, I need to have this in place, so I need to make sure it goes right below that folded line, so right about there. And once I have this in place, I'm going to put this piece, we are going to glue this down like so. So I want to do just here, about there. I want it to be in there pretty snug, so I want to glue as close to these edges as I can. And this should remove. There we go. So now this can go down in there and hold this in place, but you can remove it at the same time. I think what I'll do, I did this CD sleeve, and what I did is, again, I embossed it, and then I just took the old paper Distress Oxide and I distressed the entire sleeve, and then I went over it with ground espresso. So that is, you know, how I did that. I just took old paper, distressed the whole thing, and then went over with ground espresso to bring in some of those darker raised areas of the embossed sections. I think this would look neat there, and then we could put her somehow maybe right here. I just have to think of how I'm going to use it so she's kind of this maybe pocket, or I don't know if she's going to be a flap. She could be a flap. That would look kind of neat. And then she just comes down over. We could do that. I like that idea. I think I'm going to do that now because I have this white section that's going to show when you flip it up. I'm going to use the old paper and ground espresso to kind of disguise, you know, that white area there and have it so it's not so obvious when you flip it up. After I did everything with the old paper, I'm going to now just take the ground espresso and darken in some of those edges. Alright, so now when we go to attach this, it blends in a little more with the back of our CD sleeve, so when you flip it up again, it's not as noticeable. I'm going to apply a little glue right up here. Let's see. Just kind of right there. We are only going to apply some glue right on these edges here. Maybe right there. Let's do a little bit of glue here. I think that should work right to there. So we really don't want any glue past her forehead. So we're just going to glue right along here. And then this can slide down like so. Now I need to figure out how I'm going to attach this. So I need something to come up to support this side of our flap. What I think I'm going to do here is I have the CD sleeve that I want to attach, and I have my piece of ephemera, or journal card I should say. I think I am going to place that right up there to meet with that, to support that edge of our CD flap there. But I do need something decorative here. So again, I'm going to take one of my designs and I'm going to cut a strip just to decorate this up a little bit. I am going to do, again, about 2 1/8 of an inch in width. And then I will distress those edges. Just kind of, again, disguise that border, white border there. Now we will have this piece, and this is going to go up right about there. So I'm going to mark with my pencil so I know how high to go with my adhesive. Alright, we're going to distress the edges. I'm using the worn lipstick. Kind of rotate between worn lipstick and vintage photo. guess I could create a pocket. So I'm only going to put glue right on this edge and right on this edge for right now. Let's see, do I want it to go? I don't know if I want it to go down yet on the bottom. All right, so just some glue here, right up to where that pencil mark is. All right, our CD sleeve is going to go like that. So we need something here, something decorative, because when we flip this up, we will see this section right here. I have my washi. I'm going to just apply this washi right here. And you can use whatever washi you have on hand. I did not include this in the kit. I didn't have enough. But you could use from the digital collection and also decorate your area with some of the digital designs. I'm just trying to be pretty quick here because I'm running short on time. And the washi is quick. Quick way to decorate. All right, I'm going to glue down just this flap section here. And I'm probably going to have to make some more glue. I use my own glue, so I'll have to make up some more, and I do sell it. All right, we're going to go right there. All right, so that's going to flip up, and then we need this to kind of match up with that card. And I am going to create a pocket, so we are going to glue the top, side, and bottom. And make sure you do not go above your folded edge of your CD sleeve. I had this piece of ephemera that I wanted to use because I thought it tied in so well with our envelope here, and I wanted it to kind of stick up like that. So where I'm going to put this is, I am going to glue it to the back side of our pocket here, and I'm going to put glue just right along the bottom here. Right there. I was thinking I really wanted another one of these, pieces of ephemera to stick out, and I really like this blue, again with this envelope. It's got that yellow and the blue that work nicely together. I think I'm going to just take and glue this down right there before we start messing around with the back of our flap. I'm going to be applying glue just to the bottom section here. And this is on the very back of our flap. I'm going to flip this around, and I want this right about, I'm thinking right about there. So I can bring it to the back and just make sure everything looks good. There. The next thing I think we'll do is we will attach these to this back flap here. And I think I want to have it so that these flip like this. So we're going to have to create a little bit of a hinge, and I think I'm going to use some washi tape. Now, you got a little thing of washi tape in your kit that you can use, and I'm not even really picky on the color because, you know, again, I just want to create a little bit of a hinge is all I want to do here. And so what I'm going to do to start is, because I want to make sure it's on there straight, I'm going to use my grid and attach it like this to start. And then I'll trim those edges. And I will have to glue this down once it's all in place. So we can put this one here, and we'll glue it down, and then we'll have that there like that. Now this time I'm going to have to attach it to the bottom here because it's too hard to cover over this trim. So I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it to the back side of this envelope. I just want to make sure I don't go below that fold. And again, I will have to glue this all down, but there we go. So now we have our hinges. I do need to cut this right there. All right. I do need to decorate this up right here, and I think what I'm going to do is use one of those borders. We can set this right there. And so I'm going to go ahead and distress everything. I do want to create another big pocket, and we'll apply glue on the sides and on the bottom. We'll have one big long pocket. We will put that right there. I think I want it to go over that washi just a little bit. And then, you know, you can put in your tags that you want to put in. So we could put those like that. I thought what we would do right here is create some more pockets, but have these go the other way. I thought maybe that could go there. And then, you know, we have this pocket right there. Could maybe do something like this. Put one there and then put one here. Okay, I think I really like how this hangs down, but I don't like the back. So I'm trying to think of, you know, if I want to cut that off or what to do with that. I'm going to leave it for now. I am going to attach this to the back, and then I have this little snippet. This was in your kit. You should have a piece that's similar in the deluxe kit. There was this little snippet, and I'm going to attach that right like that. So all we're going to do is apply some glue just to the top of the card here because this is going on our flap. And we do not want to glue the flap down, very important. I should have applied some tape adhesive is what I should have done, because this glue crinkles the vellum, and I was really trying to avoid that. I'll just stick it on there because I'm running out of time. All right. On this side here, I'm going to create those pockets. Let's see, these are going to be the tags. So I want to make sure I have room to put something in there. And I think I'm going to space them right about there. And so we want to do this side. I think I'm just going to do an L pocket. So we're going to glue this side and the bottom. I want to make sure that that glue, you know, we don't want to glue that pocket down on this side, so I need to make sure that there's no glue there. And then we're going to do the same for up here. Glue along this edge right here and then to that bottom. So I want to make sure that I have it placed to where my tag can go in there nicely and not stick too far out. Alright, once we have our pockets all glued in place, and we can stick, you know, some tags or ephemera cards, journal cards, I thought what we could do is add another little embellishment. So you have some of this trim. I think this came in the monthly kit. It might be in your deluxe kit as well. But I'm going to cut this in little pieces like that, and you can use whatever little piece of trim you might have. Okay, so again in your kit you have some of this trim. This came in the deluxe kit. And again, if you don't have the kit, just use whatever trim that you might have on hand. I'm going to thread this through. We'll cut right about there. And so I thought it'd be fun to kind of connect these. Except, oh, see, I have to undo this here. So you'll want to do this before you glue this top pocket down. I just want it enough to scooch underneath there. Alright, so a little glue there, a little glue there. Then we have our journal cards. And you could put in another journal card if you want to. All right. I think that is so pretty. I have this last envelope here that I want to add to the back. And then I do have something that I have to put right here. I thought I would take some of this trim. Again, this is in your kit. If you didn't get a kit, use whatever you have on hand. I mean, these trims, you could do so many different variations. Just use whatever trim you might have if you didn't get a kit. And then I thought we'd use one of the borders and just kind of clean that up. We're going to just glue down this section right here is all. And I need up on the side here too. And then we're going to trim this edge right here, and I'll probably stamp or something on that side, or we could put some trim there. We will clean that up as well. But for now, I just really wanted to kind of finish this section right here. And then I have the trim that I can attach right there. And then we still have our pockets. When we get the folio put together and everything, we can go back through and add more embellishments, more trims is what I plan on doing, but I just thought it would be fun to kind of introduce some of these trims, kind of show you how I can use just little pieces and decorate the envelopes and all of that. You know, we could really just go to town here. We could add some of this here, you know, like so. And it just dresses it right up. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that piece right there and then trim it down. All right. So it's starting to all come together. Okay, on the back part of this, of our flap, I have some scrap pieces. This is from a printable. I just cut out a section of it. And then this is what I had left over from the borders page. And I am going to attach this first and then create a pocket. So I'm only going to have glue right at the top here. I think right about there looks good. And then we are going to create our pocket, so we're going to do the sides and the bottom. Glue this on. And then I have another one of these pieces of ephemera. I'm going to match it with this one here. And I'm only going to glue right there. So about halfway. We can put, you know, like journal card or something in this pocket right there. And then I will probably do some stuff along here. But for now, I just kind of wanted to finish it up, kind of have it look nice, just to show you how this is all going to look. So we have our other flap sections that we did. And if I put this one in the middle, which I think I'm going to do, it's going to sit like this, and then we'll have maybe some signatures, things that we can put there. I don't know, this is like exploding. It's so big. And then this will attach right there. And so it will sit like this. And you can see, look at, there's so much to this, but look how cool. Isn't this cool? I think this might be one of the coolest things I've done so far. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear if you're going to decorate up some envelopes, if you're having fun with this workshop. I'm sorry that there was such a long pause between the last part and this part. I had those kits that I had to get out. But yeah, this is just a blast. This is turning out so much better than I could have ever imagined. And I'm having so much fun with it. I hope you are too. And yeah, there are our flaps. Again, when I do the next part, I'm going to add a few more elements to this flap section that we just completed. Just a few more things, but we will be ready to build the main section of our folio to put this inside of. Yeah, all sorts of journal cards, lots of little things to take out, and we have our letter diaries here that we can have fun. You know, it's kind of this interactive letter diaries. It's all on this flap system. And so we'll have that, and then I do plan on showing how I did the lady on that fabric. If you're liking these videos, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I will be back very soon. I'm hoping in the next few days to do the next parts of this, and we will be finishing up a few more elements in this last flap section that we did, and then we'll be working on the main part of the folio. So to make sure you don't miss out on any of these future videos or the next parts to this workshop, be sure to hit the subscribe button and then hit the like button as well. I would really appreciate it. And again, leave me a comment, let me know how you're liking the videos. I would love to hear your thoughts on this project. Leave me some feedback. I'd love to hear from all of you. I will be back in the next few days with, I think, part 5 of the Letter Diaries workshop. Thank you so much for watching.